Discord harassing Smash JT and Groms. Now, I don't think the terminology is right there because to harass them, they would have had to be in there with them. But rather, what they were doing was making plans to how they could harass them, but not only harass, how they could uh, essentially dig up dirt on them, blackmail them, get them blacklisted, the whole gambit, right? Has Mercanti and her group has now been exposed behind a private paywall Discord server associated directly with the Western Kabuki
Kabuki,
podcast.
yeah.
Kabuki, whatever. I am not good with these foreign words. The Discord was being used with the other failed games journalists. So apparently it was mostly games journalists to dig up dirt on Smash's past employment history as contribute to a orchestrated smear campaign against Groms. And it cost people $10 to even join this Discord.
Oh dear. I'm just wondering, you know, I don't understand these people. I mean,
So
they
it was the person that goes by Gigabear that exposed this. He infiltrated the server and provided screenshots of the damning conversation. So this is not hearsay, it's not mudslinging, whatever. This is, hard proof. Inside this channel, users including Alyssa Mercani, Nick Calendra from Second Wind, and others, Mick Dizzle, Airbagged, Thief Pal, Spew. So yes, there's a whole group of these anti-woke hunters. They chatted about those ideological disagreements with like Groms, the outspoken developer working with M. Ader, I don't know, and some like Alyssa Mercani specifically plotting further takedowns.
oh,
In one thread, as it shows above, user Thief Power, according to Groms, accessed stolen data breach credentials, including plain text emails and passwords, to unearth Groms' old online ventures. The shocking reveal: over 20 years ago, Groms apparently operated a softcore anime BDSM site that published commissioned art and fan fiction, fully legal, subscription based, and tamed by today's standards. But the takeaway here is they did a data breach to acquire this.
Which, right, isn't that illegal?
I think it is illegal.
Oh, it's very illegal. Yeah, that's that's the big takeaway. It's very illegal, and they were caught admitting to it. And it was to expose Groms. Another user, B, aka Wash Your Crack on X, admitted they couldn't prove anything, but then proceeded to post Groms' private login credentials. So that's also illegal.
Well, my thing is that what is, you know,
Well,
some
it says Groms plans on presenting the information to the FBI for further investigation. And it says here, let's be clear, this is a coordinated cyber stalking operation and it's extremely illegal. The fact Alyssa Mercani, who is currently suing Smash JT, is caught up in all this nonsense makes it all that much wilder. So, yes, it is the group of them, and they are hunting people like me, not me because I'm a nobody, but people like me doing streams like I do, similar to what I do. I
yeah.
mix it up. I throw in all kinds of stuff, comedy, chit chat, audience engagement, touch of politics, touch of gaming, whatever comes up. But I would still be considered in that sphere of people. I'm just not popular enough to attack, apparently.
Well, my thing is
Oh
this.
fuck, the page is freaking out. Okay. Nick
I
Calandra
see.
is seen mocking Craig from Side Scrollers. Mocking him. It looks like he's having a seizure. It's still doing it. Actually, this is a bug in Smash JT's website. It does this sometimes. Airbag is coordinating brigading efforts on X via community notes.
Okay, so let me see if I've got all this
Damn it.
straight.
Calm down, Paige.
Let me see
You
if
know,
I've.
there's more, but this is glitching out on me. I think I'll leave it there. You can discuss.
Okay, let me see if I've got all this straight. She is suing Smash JT for her online harassment. Yet she has continuously done him that way and other people. And now, come to find out, she's getting people together in this private Discord server to do that very thing to people.
To hack, to dox, to, anything she can do to get them deplatformed. And the mass majority of what she's doing is highly illegal. And it's not just her, it's a whole group of them doing it. And in the sphere of anti-woke people, we talk, and we've been saying probably for a year that we believe that they were doing this. And it turns out they are.
Yeah, that's true. I remember when you first started saying it.
Now,
But
there's a lot of people look at me like you're new to the scene. Not that new. It's just I'm shadow banned and I'm quite unknown and kind of disliked, but it is what it is.
well, okay. Now, if they present this to the judge, and they're going to, I'm sure, because it's evidence, wouldn't by law that judge have to throw her case completely out of the water and then
No.
say, and
Um,
then say, okay, well, now since you did this, this is illegal, so we're going to start another case against you?
If it was, a jury, they would probably stick more to the law, and then it'd be up to the jury ultimately. Of course, the judge can add to the jury's decision, but it is not to a jury. It's just to a lawyer, and the lawyer, not a lawyer, judge. It's up to the judge, and the judge can essentially do whatever the hell they want.
Okay.
They can.
Because if
I've seen it. There's I'm sure there's people out there going, how many times have you been to court?
Yeah, that is true. Well,
first time I was in court, the judge looked at me and said, "The law don't matter here, boy." Yeah, and he kind of talked like that. And my court appointed lawyer, another time, not the first time, my court appointed lawyer says, "You son of a bitch, we're gonna put you under the jail." And I'm like, "But you're supposed to be my lawyer." What? No, they can do whatever they want to do. You could keep battling it if you can afford to, and you might bring it to a higher court. You might put it in front of a jury, whatever. But even then, you would have to get judges to agree that it can be furthered.
Yeah, that is true. But if I was the judge if I was kind of sitting on the fence going, okay, this is both he said, she said bullshit, and then they gave me this kind of information, I'd be going, okay, I see how it is.
Okay, they both have a shitload of evidence, if you will. Most judges I've encountered will not consider all these records evidence. They will call it the courts that I'm used to going to. I've been to many, many, many times. They would call it mudslinging, and they despise mudslinging. They might charge them both for even coming with them with all this crap.
Yeah, you do have a good point. Judges do hate mudslinging. They'll tell you quick, don't do that shit in their courtroom.
Yeah.
And you might have, legally speaking, you might have a good reason for everything you present. That doesn't mean the judge will see it that way.
True.
Not to mention, this is a female judge. It is a Democrat appointed judge who is championing the cause of women and children. They're, from all evidence, a hardened liberal.
Yeah, I hope for the best for Smash and all that, but I think it's going to go somewhere in the middle.
Well, yeah, I honestly believe because of the judge, they will mostly side with her, but they will probably both come out of it a little burnt.
Yeah.
Burnt, however you want to phrase it.
Yeah. So, what
Well,
do you?
But to continue the topic, I have seen streamers now being afraid to associate with certain shows, certain streams. I have seen it put a fear into them. And I say, do it any fucking way. You know, I say, don't back down. I say, keep being you, keep being strong. You can't let this kind of thing stop you, because even offline, or in some cases especially offline, you will encounter these kind of people who want to ruin you for just existing.
Yeah.
Because we have a difference of opinion. Okay, we can mock them, we can meme them and all this stuff, but speaking in general, not for everybody, but in general, we are not trying to absolutely ruin them.
Mm-mm.
And that really paints a picture of the sides. Of course, anyone looking from the outside at the anti-woke and the hardcore woke, they're like, oh my god, ooh, you're both nuts, just get away from me. And that's the problem. So, which reminds me, I've also seen streamers for that reason decide to go moderate. So they will have some amount of credibility, so some amount of people will listen to them. The problem is, going moderate leaves you very vulnerable and does not speak for what's really happening, does not speak for us who's trying to be the voice of what's really happening.
Well, the thing is if everybody gets to be afraid,
They would be nasty.
yeah, they would. Let's don't do it. Mm-mm. No. Mm-mm. There's not enough hot sauce in the whole world that can cover that, and you'll just end up making yourself sick. But the point that I was going to make is if people give in to fear, then they've won. That's it. That's it, and that's all. Because laws will get made and everything else, and they can do what they want, and they can hurt a lot of people. So, and that goes with any zealot side that you pick. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you are wanting to be taken seriously, I say call it out in a very level but blunt way, almost a scientific way. You must pick it apart very logically and make sure not to throw slurs of any type in there. That if you want to go forward to represent the anti-woke, if you will, that's the way I would suggest doing it.
Well, I have a problem with that because I get too mad too quick. And rather than respond, I choose not to say much of anything, because if I do, it's going to
I
be
get
bad.
that. I get there's a lot of things I let slide. I just let go. People having their little fits, and I just walk away from it. And there's some people look at me and go, "You're a pussy. You didn't do nothing." It's like, that's right. I did nothing, because if I had, it might mean prison and hospital for one or both.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, there's things I let go.
That's why I don't say when somebody's being a jackass like that, that's why I don't say much, because if I really spoke my mind, oh my God.
No, yes, I speak against the woke. I am a voice of the anti-woke, sure. But I'm not taking a real hard stance on it because I will throw a slur here and there. If nothing else, in a jokingly manner, because I like to, make my streams fun. And I believe comedy is a big part of my stream, or at least I hope it comes across that way. Um, most people do not take me seriously until they do. And the moment they do, they only take me as a threat. I'm trying not to be a threat. I'm just trying to have a fun stream that has that's also informative.
Yeah.
That's the best way to go about it.